As Australia tracks a convoy of Chinese naval ships off its shores, Taiwan's defense ministry says there has also been a surge of Chinese military activity off the island's southwestern coast. And Beijing has to date released a video of a number of warships carrying out drills at an unidentified location at sea. Let's get the latest now from Taipei with our East Asia correspondent Kathleen Calderwood. Kathleen, good to have you this evening again. Now, what more do we know of these exercises by China off the Taiwanese coast?
Well, Garish, the Taiwanese Defence Ministry yesterday announced that they had learnt that the Chinese People's Liberation Army had designated a zone for shooting drills to about 70 kilometres southwest of Taiwan. Now, they said that they had only discovered this because of a temporary radio broadcast and that no prior notice had been given of these exercises. Now, of course, the Taiwanese military dispatched their own aircraft and vessels to monitor these drills, and they said that by about 3:30 p.m. yesterday afternoon, the vessels had dispersed. There were also a large number of Chinese ships and aircraft detected around Taiwan yesterday, 45 aircraft and at least around 14 warships. Of course, this is now a near daily occurrence in Taiwan. China has been ramping up the pressure on the island for some time now, with these flights and vessels being dispatched around the island really nearly every day now for more than 2 years.
Yes, and what's been the reaction in Taiwan? How is the government there describing this latest military posturing by Beijing?
Well, they have, of course, condemned these actions. They've accused Beijing of blatant provocation and saying that the Chinese Communist Party is really contradicting its principles of peaceful coexistence. This too comes after the Taiwanese Coast Guard detained and escorted a cargo ship a few days ago after an undersea communications cable was cut between the outlying island of Penghu and the main Taiwan island. Now, that ship was registered to the West African nation of Togo, but the authorities here, say that it is a Chinese-owned ship and all the crew members were also Chinese. So they were taken back to a southern city here in Taiwan, and it's been reported that prosecutors have decided to detain the captain of that ship and that they've put a travel ban on the 7 other crew members. That investigation is still ongoing as to whether it was an accident or an act of sabotage. But of course, this is another method of what they call grey zone warfare. So these are hostile acts that aren't actual acts of outright aggression or war, that are designed to put pressure on the island. And it is a regular thing here that when undersea cables are severed, it's a big news event. You know, people do worry about this as another way that Beijing is attempting to put pressure on the island as it, seeks to one day potentially annex Taiwan.
And Kathleen, are parallels being drawn to China's unprecedented live fire exercises closer to home here in the Tasman Sea?
Yes, look, the Taiwanese ministry here was very quick to mention the fact of the exercises that were carried out near Australia, of course, in international waters, but a really news-grabbing event, of course, down that the Chinese military could reach that far south, down into the South Pacific, down now as far as Tasmania and heading across to the west of the country. So they were very quick to liken these acts, to point to these acts, of course, also China's activities around the Philippines and the South China Sea, and also other activities near Vietnam, saying that really China was the main culprit of who was trying to destabilise peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. China hasn't actually commented on these drills in particular around Taiwan, but it has said that Australia's complaints about the drills near the east coast were unfounded. Of course, the main similarity here being the fact that in both cases no notice was given in advance of these live fire drills. So the Taiwanese very much are condemning these acts and very quickly linking the acts here around Taiwan to what's been happening down near Australia and New Zealand.
Okay, Kathleen Calderwood in Taipei, thanks very much for the update.